I guess I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick and get some more water. Naturally, no one's gonna be watching much of anything at like 2:36 in the morning. But it has been 10 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the new event. Or sorry, not the new event, the old one. And then I'll like rename that, end that recording, rename it, and then do another recording for the actual Thelxie's fantastic adventures. I still don't understand the purpose of this gadget. But this, I mean, it's classed as a world quest as opposed to a story quest. Was that? I don't know. I'll have to check that. It would be really stupid if this wasn't permanent content, considering that there's, like, no value to it.
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte? What could she want with Lapine Pauline?
Pretty please with the cherry on top, Charlotte. Journalist extraordinaire. Please tell me you're joking. I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of begdom.
Okay. I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine Pauline. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big-ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story.
Amateur author?
Oh, Paimon sees what happened here. Sounds like the report Lapine Pauline read in the Steambird wasn't in the news section after all. Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement. But this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much mora for nothing. Uh-oh. So Lapine Pauline's whole research project is based on a fictional story? Which means we're not gonna get a big bonus after all. But more importantly, she's gonna lose everything she's invested. Traveler, Paimon, you're back! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She told me about your collaboration. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. I unfortunately had to dash her hopes, and I'm afraid all your hard work was in vain too. She's desperately trying to find a way to rescue the project and get you the mora you're due. I've tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept. This is a new situation for us too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in
It's no one's fault. She is just a victim of a misunderstanding.
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamek, head to the Opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamek's armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 Mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last Mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone, it's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've
The
given
background noise
a
is picked
camera
up.
lens for image recognition
Hold
sample
on.
collection.
I'll
It's
wait for the
really
scene to
quite
finish and then I'll fix it.
You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it. If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
Being overly ambitious might come back to bite you. Slow and steady wins the race.
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just ran off. Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you. A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Go Charlotte! Star journalist to the rescue.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances to use it on your travels.
Oh, it just
It's the
occurred to
right
me what
person
the
to
use
get
of it
the most
is.
out of the new technology. In your hands, it's sure to capture
So-
some amazing sights.
the purpose of the lens,
Charlotte? No bonus, no biggie. This makes everything worth it.
the bonus, the reason to use it
I got
is,
something out of this too. The beginnings of a very interesting news story.
when you use the camera gadgets normally, you don't get to choose how zoomed in it is, but with this you do.
Compelling justification for doing so. Yes,
Although I'm
that's
still
how I'll phrase it
confused
to the
about
editors
the
when I give them my
interaction with
feedback.
Charlotte.
Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
I don't know, maybe I'll get Charlotte in the next patch or something if I get, like, really, really lucky. If I get really lucky, maybe I'll get it, I'll get her and then be able to figure out how all that, like, works. But yeah, if I, like, activate it, and then, I guess, equip the special camera, right? And then I go and take a picture of those dogs.
Put in my order.
Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would just be... I would be taking a picture, just a flat-out picture, I believe, where my... Yeah, now that I think about it, it's actually stupid that this is, like, the first time they're fixing this. That's retarded. Like, that should have been fixed. That shouldn't have even been an issue.
To survive.
And now they're adding it as a gadget to a Fontaine quest. That's tied to, like, a quest in Fontaine, which I don't even know if it's gonna be permanent, although I imagine that it is. I imagine that the gadget itself is probably permanent content, because there was a tutorial message and you get a Primogem from it.
Prepare for hardship.
But anyway, I need to monitor my background levels and then adjust. It seems fine right now. It's such a weird problem. Whatever. I don't know how this gadget interacts with Charlotte, but what I do know is that I need to end this recording and then start a new one after I name it and move it. So let me take care of that. Control V. Change that from 1 to 2. Okay, now, now I can start recording again. Alright. Just get them nice and separated from each other. Bro, come on. Ugh. Why is background noise so random?
Yaya Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. Alright. I hate that I have to do that every now and again. because the background noise is random. So, what I need to do is... Oh, that's interesting. Well, I guess I'm going fishing. Or rather, I'm going to the fisher woman, and then I'm gonna be doing it from the water. How much am I getting out of this? Yeah, I figured.
That can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? No, that can't be. But what if there's a chance?
Greetings, miss. Is there something that's bothering you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you?
We received your commission request, and I swear this is the same voice as Sadine. Just slightly different.
Oh, so you're adventurers. Oh, finally. Someone has heard my prayers.
Yeah, that's Sadine.
Paimon could tell you were really bothered by something. Don't worry, you've got 2 super experienced adventurers right here. We'll take care of anything and everything for you as long as you pay us a little bit of mora.
Oh, you are exactly the helpers I need. See, the problem is that the fish around a fishing spot at Araneus have just all up and vanished recently. They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work of human anglers. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I had planned to go and investigate the area right away.
But...
Right, but unfortunately, as the representative of the Fishing Association, there are a few other errands that I absolutely have to run, so...
So, you'd like us to investigate the spot for you?
Exactly, you're right on the Mora, so I thought I could delegate this work to you. Are you two some kind of prophets, knowing exactly what I was going to say like that? Or maybe like the oracles you read about in fairy tales?
Nope, we already told you that we're adventurers.
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get a good night's sleep knowing the two of you are on the case.
But don't we just need to investigate the missing fish? It really doesn't sound too difficult.
No, you mustn't let your guard down. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I have good reason to believe that the fish have gone missing due to an encounter with the water imps.
Water imps?
Yes, you're both Outlanders, right? Our local fairy tales often speak of a terrifying underwater creature called Thelxie. The story our parents would tell us was always the same. If we went to the water alone, then we'd be snatched away and eaten by a water imp called Thelxie.
A child eating water imp? Did they tell you what it looked like?
My father would always describe it as a beautiful, multicolored snake woman, while my mother said it had a handsome face. It's really strange, though, because you'd also hear other people describe it as just a chubby penguin with a deceptive appearance. Even though the tales vary regarding its appearance, everyone agrees that it's really dangerous. It lives in an underwater cave surrounded by pallid bones and uses its sensitive nose to track down lonely children who've lost their way. And once it finds a child, it uses its alluring singing voice to lure them into the water before swallowing them all. Pretty terrifying, isn't it?
Sounds kinda scary. But isn't that pretty normal for a fairy tale? After all, those kinds of stories are usually made up to help keep children away from danger.
But what if the fairy tale was inspired by a real-life tale? Just like how a water vein always has a source.
Do you have any concrete evidence?
Well, I wouldn't call it evidence per se, but I've heard some rumors lately. They say that someone recently saw a child walk into the water as if he was possessed by something. Doesn't that sound just like he was responding to the call of a water imp?
So you mean someone really got eaten by a water imp?
Nah.
It's all hearsay, so it's hard to confirm. But still, they all say this happened on Irenaeus. That's no laughing matter if you ask me. Both the Opera House and the Fountain of Lucine were built there, and the sources of many water veins can be traced to the island as well. Combine that with the mysterious mist, the huge tree with expansive underground roots, and the rumor that the fish-heps on the island can understand human language. Is it really so shocking that an island so shrouded in mystery could harbor a terrifying water imp as well?
Why does Paimon feel like you're pulling our leg? You're just piling on the rumors now. Still, if someone's really been hurt, then we can't just ignore the situation, right, Traveler?
We'll go check it out.
Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water on your map. Don't forget that no matter what, safety always comes first.
You know, I haven't actually done anything in the new region on either account, aside from, on my alt, I activated the statues in as many of the teleport waypoints as I was able to. One of these days I'll get all of the fishing rewards. There's another quest here? Have you had much luck recently? Ugh, I can't read the dialogue. What? Do I need to do this? Whoa! You two finally showed up again. I hope your arrival heralds the revival of my fishing career once again. No, I must execute the plan and use my own strength to overcome any problems. I can't just rely on other people to do the thinking all the time. What? What's wrong? Why are you panicking? Could it be that you ran into trouble again? You still can't catch any fish? I'm embarrassed to say. Ever since you two inspired me, I've completely changed how I think about making bait. I increased the strength, and now it can't possibly be destroyed when I'm scuffling against a line breaker. But even so, I still can't catch a single fish, much less relive the glory I felt that day. Don't worry. The fish you caught then was a rare specimen. You can't catch another one like that twice in a short time. Right, boyish dude? I shall bear witness to the truth of the statement. Of course, I won't give up that easily. I should look on the bright side. My current situation is still far better when compared to my fishless phase. Recently, I bought a bunch of different bait from my friends at the Fishing Association and plan to test their effects one after another. I also need to investigate rod, hook, and line combinations. I should consider your appearance as a sign and redouble my efforts, and keep testing all kinds of new combinations. Delaroche is pretty motivated. She managed to psych herself up before we even said anything and didn't seem discouraged at all. From what she said, though, it sounds like her primary focus is on making sure the bait isn't destroyed by the line breakers. Sounds like the problem is with her bait again. If the bait's too hard, the fish can't bite into it. Paimon thinks so too. Anyway, shall we dive underwater and help her out again? But if we keep attaching fish to her hook, it feels like we're treating her like a child and just trying to keep her happy. Let's try switching out her bait this time. That way, at least the act of catching the fish will belong to her. Oh. Let's see, what are today's commissions? Ugh. I don't mind doing these 3. I'm not gonna do language exchange again because there's no point. I have the achievements. Hold on. I need to, I don't remember what valid baits are over here.
Let's move out.
So it's one of those 3? Alright. I should probably stay on the safer side. Get one of them.
Stay strong.
Victory is almost
Just to
ours.
figure out which bait I actually need to use.
That was a tough fight.
I don't know why they made fishing in Fontaine more difficult than in the other regions.
Just need to have patience.
Did you land another one? You two. You two are my gods of victorious line breaking. Every time you show up, it's like I'm imbued with some kind of power, and just reel these line breakers right up. We were just mentors last time, and now we're gods. This is getting ridiculous. Then you should thank us. Ah, I almost forgot. I am so sorry. I'll go to the bank later and see how much savings I have. Savings? That sounds pretty hefty. Ah, no wait. Boyish dude is probably just joking. Asking for money while claiming to be a god is what scammers do. This time, well, from now on, every time you catch a fish, you must believe that you can defeat even the strongest of line breakers with just your, what's it called? Right, with your determination and dedication to fishing. Of course, it's also important to choose the right bait. Maybe there are different types of bait that are even more effective than the ones you've been using, and might help you hook even bigger fishes. You should try using more types of bait. Well said, Paimon. Cheerleader-in-chief, Paimon. If you want to thank us, you don't need to clean out your savings. You just need to reasonably express your gratitude. You two, you're positively glowing right now. I've never been so encouraged by someone else before. But please don't be so modest with me. What's a bit of Mora compared to all the inspiration you gave me? It is but the paltriest expression of my gratitude. I will remember your teachings, and my efforts will be unceasing. Henceforth, I shall not waste a single second more. As for the bait, I thank you both for your reminders. I will keep trying new combinations, and soon, you will see a confident and mighty expert angler. Delarush still ended up giving us some Mora. It's not a lot, but she sure is sincere. How about we just put some normal bait in her luggage? When she starts experimenting with bait later, she'll find that ours is the most effective and stop using the wrong stuff. Perfect. This way, Delarush will always be able to hook the biggest of fish in the future. And our labors will finally come to an end. When did they add this? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's delightful. Well, guess what I'm gonna have to do now? I'm gonna have to activate those goddamn statues.
Breathtaking.
Which isn't something that I wanted to do.
Let's move out.
If I had known that the new event was gonna take place in the new region, I would have done the world quests, like, ages ago. But instead, I spent, like, over a week making my stream overlay. That's a bummer. But, on the bright side, I guess that means I can just go through and get most of the waypoints now. I don't know if I can do all of the event story or not. Because I know that the flagship event only, like, got started, like, a few days ago. So... Okay. Hmm.
Let's move out.
Alrighty. Hopefully I can make it all the way over there. Without having to get out. It looks that way. Yep, that's nice. go grab that teleport waypoint, then the Wave Rider waypoint, and then I guess I'll just go
Let's move out.
to Lumidos Harbor, since there's like nothing over there. I really have to wonder how Lumidos Harbor is going to connect to, how Lumidos Harbor is going to connect to Chenyu Vale, which is apparently going to be coming in, like, 4.4, probably. At least according to leaks. Lumidos Harbor honestly looks like garbage. It's like not even much of a harbor. But either way, it's not gonna matter that much. Yeah, I guess, I'll go and get that one. And then we'll go do the event. Hi.
Allow me.
You would think that the basic Hilly Churl would drop items, its materials a lot more frequently at world level 8. Alright. Solameneline? Seems to be a dose of medicine left behind by someone. There's a label on the bottom of the container with the word Destry written on it. Attempted to install a language output module for Thelxie. The output signal will use a similar cipher to the one once used by the House of the Hearth. The benefits are twofold. Not only does the warehouse at the House of the Hearth already have many spare old motherboards, this approach will also make the language module compatible with the diving helmet's transcription module, allowing for quick and easy transcription and testing. As for the offset of the cipher, it will just be set to 1 for convenience. I've hit a snag. I had planned to apply for a transcription module to use for Thelxie, and it would have been the same one as the one used in the diving helmet. But the warehouse is out of stock. Seems like I'll have to make one from scratch using the one I have as a reference. I'll start looking into it, but it's unclear if I'll have enough time. I've already spent more time than planned on the transcription module. The work on Thelxie's main body will be affected if I keep at this. I'll have to put it on hold. Although the diving helmet can still be used to decipher Thelxie's output signal, it'll probably be unintelligible to everyone else. What a pity. I'm sorry for not being able to give you a voice, Thelxie.
Is this the stretch of water Delaroche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. Huh? Look, there are some footprints over there.
Where? The footprints extend all the way into the water.
These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around and see if we can find anything else. Wait! Did you hear something just now?
Gurgling noises can be heard coming from the water. The noises grow louder and louder, until something emerges with a loud splash.
What is that? Don't come any closer!
Paimon? Traveler?
Fremine?
I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this.
You can see his head poking through!
Fremine!
Or his hair, rather.
Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp. Thank goodness it was just you wearing your helmet.
Huh? A water imp?
We're investigating a water imp called Thelxie.
Thelxie, you say? How surprising.
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else is trying to investigate the water imp?
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated.
Then could you tell us about what's going on with you?
Sure, if that's in order. I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. She has commissioned me to make a special toy. Following her request, I've named the toy Thelxie.
Huh? But isn't it a little creepy to name a toy after a water imp? Wait, hold on! Fremine, you never take commissions from other people!
Yeah, but, she made a special request, but out of respect for her privacy, I can't really talk about it. It's alright though. She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just tell her that you're two of my trustworthy companions. Hearing that, she might be willing to share some information, and you'll be able to continue with your investigation.
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes, you're still really considerate. Our target isn't necessarily the water imp, though. We're primarily here to investigate the disappearance of the fish.
The fish?
Fremine nods slightly, and seems lost in thought after you tell him about the commission from the Fishing Association. Suddenly, his breath catches in his throat.
think I may have connected the dots. These past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. The pressure testing makes a lot of noise. So, all that about the disappearing fish, well, it was probably because of me.
So that's all it was? That actually makes a lot of sense. Wait, so could that mean the child we heard about who walked into the water was also...
Just Fremine preparing for another day of work?
Yes, I think that's quite likely as well.
So in the end, it was just Fremine. Paimon spent all this time imagining what a water imp from the fairy tales might look like, and it all turns out to be just a hoax.
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of trouble for everyone else as well. I'll try to finish this commission as soon as possible. Once I'm done, the fish should come back.
Don't worry about it. It was just a misunderstanding. We'd be happy to help. Is there anything we can do?
Thank you.
Actually, how much work do you still have left, Fremine? Maybe we could lend you a hand.
Thanks for offering. But I can't trouble you any more than I already have.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions? Companions are all about helping each other, you know?
But don't you need to report back to your commissioner?
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out, even though we were just tasked with finding out why the fish had gone missing. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you can bet they'd just immediately hand us another commission to help them get the fish back.
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing. That's all.
Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to do as well?
Yeah, I think Paimon's right.
Huh. Alright, I'll trust your judgment. Please follow me. I've made a makeshift camp over there.
At least this one has voice acting. Granted, Waterborne Poetry did too, but that wasn't, like, strictly a Fontaine event. This one is. The 4.0 flagship event had no voice acting.
He can respond to some simple verbal commands. You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie, are you there?
Is that Morse code?
So that's Fremine's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped, just like Pear.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear.
Where's Penguin Town?
It's not really anywhere famous or important. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Thelxie. Nice to meet you. Do you know how to say hello?
So, can Thelxie talk? No. We literally just read about it.
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea. As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert those messages into discernible words, so he can't really talk to us just yet.
No need to get so technical. So basically, you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employer's requests. It was just something I wanted to try. I have 2 other things I'd like your help with. The first is to do some integration testing on Thelxie's motherboard, to make sure he will be able to function properly in most situations.
That doesn't sound too hard. And what's the other thing?
The other shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to fight?
Mm-hmm. Thelxie will need to be able to charge forward with a weapon in hand, like that brave prince of legend. It's a part of my employer's request.
What an imaginative employer! Naming Thelxie after a water imp, but wanting him to look like a prince?
Well, regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like Pear, he has come to this world to serve as somebody's companion.
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again! Could he understand what we were just talking about?
He can react to certain key words, but unfortunately, due to the lack of a translation module, he still can't quite communicate with us.
That's a pity. But anyway, the most important thing right now is for us to get to work. Maybe let's start by doing some testing on the motherboard. That sounds like something we can do here in the camp.
Sounds good. The motherboard is on my workbench, so please follow me. Ah, here we go. I have this testing manual, so feel free to reference it if you get stuck. Want to give it a try? It's okay if you don't succeed immediately. I've got a lot of backup boards just in case.
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Please give the testing a try. The motherboard's on the table there.
So why is the motherboard as big as a... It's bigger than Thelxie. Like...
You're doing well. Just as I expected.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks before, you know.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just as I mentioned earlier. We're after colorful shells and coral. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's underwater environment, right?
More or less. We're pretty much experts now.
Okay, that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable. I'll make sure to stay right by your side.
Why are we going... Ugh, okay. Alright. There we go.
there, we'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search. This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it.
I already know what this is.
Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out.
Full fathom 5 Thelxie lies, of his bones are coral made.
Alright, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp. Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
A colorful gizmo retrieved from the water will be used to make Thelxie's weapon. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything I would strictly need. I just went in the wrong direction. Now that I'm thinking about it, no, I think it was, on my alts that I had Fremine already. So I guess I'll be getting, like, a free constellation for him, I think? I don't remember. I don't have him on this account, though, so I'll be getting him for free.
Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame Destray. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame Destray. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Oh, do you really think so?
Do I look like a fairy too?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps.
and I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
So you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission. So, would you like to listen to my story?
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
What a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right? Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water. My child is rather special, however. While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes, he told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes near the water in secret.
So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
Is that a thing? Loneliness syndrome?
It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane activities. The syndrome is probably what made him so determined to become friends with the water imp.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
What?
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
Huh? Uncontrollable what now?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
Once upon a time, there was a splendid and magnificent underwater kingdom of water imps on the Thelxie plain, 500 feet beneath the surface. Countless lovely water imps lived in houses made of rainbow shells and corals, tending to sea animals during the day and singing between fields of golden tidalga during the night. Everyone led carefree and blessed lives until the day of the Iridescence Parade, the important festival during which the new king would be crowned. Before the festival, all water imps would select the most precious pearl they owned, wrap it in golden branches and leaves, and offer it to their most beloved prince. And during the day of the parade, the prince would cross a rainbow bridge made from all the offered shells, and accept the crown from his father amid the applause of his subjects. Finally, the new king would bless everyone with his well wishes. And as for the prince's name, it's none other than Thelxie.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie. It's like a beautiful dream.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long. You see, the story ended with a twist.
The day of the Iridescence Parade came as expected, but countless monsters also arrived alongside the prince. The monsters were evil and cruel, and they struck fear into all the water imps' hearts. The water imps, adept at singing as they were, could not defend themselves against the monsters. So the kingdom fell, the king was killed, and the water imps were locked behind bars. The rainbow bridge lost its color and crumbled away. The prince was barely able to escape with the help of a mysterious masked individual, but he had already lost everything, and could only spend his days singing mournful songs. And just as the prince sang out of loneliness, so could his song only be heard by similarly lonely children.
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
What do you mean?
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Perhaps in his mind, the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Guide his fantasy?
He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world, but since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition. Here, you can take a look.
Ah, so Zuria's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the water imp prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Femine need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Femine here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a Water Imp Kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Femine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the Kingdom of Water Imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the Water Imp Kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously, and the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight, or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, neither of those really sound right. Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
I'll try my best.
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer, because he's so enamored with his dream.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view. Feel free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
Zuria sure is.
I guess the
a brave and
event's not
optimistic
over
lady.
yet.
Fremine, do you think her plan will work out?
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't bring up because the Madame was here.
You don't say.
What is it, Fremine? What did you want to say?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
Mentally prepare ourselves? For what?
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
You know this illness really well?
So that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon that you also...
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains. And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
What? It could get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Don't worry, I've seen all kinds of strange and different things in life.
Yeah, that's right. Paimon's seen all of those those things too. No matter how hard it might get, we won't be scared.
I don't think being scared is the problem here.
Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her son to read.
Well, I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall is because he's lost control of his heart. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it, so I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
So, the penguin town you mentioned was...
So you remembered.
What penguin town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
You don't remember because you're dumb. Suddenly, Fremine pulls out a diving helmet and puts it on his head.
Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Please pay it no mind. Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside. It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet. In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Now I want to try on your helmet, too.
Well, if that's in order.
I'm just... Yup, that's in order.
Hey, now's not the time! Fremine still has Thelxie's weapon to make. We don't want to bother him now.
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Okay, so... Motherboard troubleshooting. I need to actually go into my notepad document. .2. Record of the search for glory. And then Purgation Counter-Strike. Is there anything else? Serendipitous dreams. I spelled that wrong. Serendipitous. Yep. Oh, so the event has been going on long enough for me to be able to finish it. I guess that means that I can write down the quest as 90. I might be able to do all of the mini games within the 2 in-game days, barring the last one that I haven't unlocked yet. Yep. So they all give, like, 40? I'm gonna have to tabulate all of this when I'm done. Oh, I can hold it, like... I see. see. Hmm. That makes no sense. Oh, I get it now. I like how the hint is like the most obvious thing in the world that you don't actually need a hint for. In the actual like hard part, you don't get any hints. Okay. So... I see. I just wanted to see how it worked. Oh no. Okay. I don't know what to do. Huh? Okay. Oh. The issue seems to be simply that I shouldn't be doing that. There we go. Oh, Jesus. So 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280, 320. So let me see. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280, 320. So 320 from that. Oh, for fuck's sake. So 320 from the motherboard troubleshooting. Something tells me I'm gonna have to go get a lot of these. But at least I get to look at Miko's butt. Where was this again? Oh, right. You'd think that they would play different music. Ow. Excuse me. Hmm. interesting that this seems to be taking me all over Fontaine's Lake. So I'm guessing 240 is gonna be the modus operandi here. Alright, so 80, 160, 240. And then I think that was 50 from Serendipitous Dreams. Shells and corals of all different hues and colors. Said to be the greatest treasure of the Water Imps, and the very reason they built the Shining Rainbow Bridge in the Kingdom of Water Imps. Oh, for fuck's sake, I need a crab. There he is. What is this? Oh, Thelxie. I guess the remaining 40 are gonna be gotten from that last thing that I haven't unlocked yet. That's great. I should probably, aside from this one, I think I should probably go around and just get all the other teleport waypoints and stuff for my own convenience. But then I should be able to, I don't want to deal with you. Fuck it, I'm here.
Right now. Emerge. Right now.
By royal decree.
Go on. Open it up. Show me what's inside.
Kazuha makes exploration a lot easier. Oh yeah, these things. I haven't actually done one of those yet. Oh, I see. Huh.
Go on. Open it up. Show me what's inside.
Ow!
Go on. Open it up. Show me what's inside.
that's just stupid. Like, that takes control away from your character, so... Bro, come on.
Don't tell me that's everything. Show them.
Oh. I love how they still haven't fixed that. So, in essence, there's nothing I can do to actually, like, control these this time around? Okay. Well, that makes me just enthusiastic. these days I'll actually 100% the fishing in Fontaine, but I honestly just can't be bothered. The offerings aren't really worth it, especially considering how needlessly difficult fishing in Fontaine is.
Well, what? We have here.
Actually, I don't think I'll be able to. I'll just need to actually... walk over.
So much for
What do you mean? The fucking hitboxes on that shit makes no goddamn sense, like, every time. The size just seems random. Whatever. Great.
right now, right here.
Retard Brigade, come forth. Ah. Am I missing a few? Like, I know like, obviously I'm not getting that one because it's gonna trigger a world quest, but I seem to recall there being, like, 22 that I could get, and not, I'll have to check. In the meantime, I can do this ley line on the way. I need to anyway, because I killed myself on a stupid-ass barrel. Which is customary in the Borderlands series.
Right now. Emerge. Right now.
Wind Strider.
Odds revealed. Hold the line.
What are you doing? I really wish they'd add that quality of life improvement from Star Rail where switching characters while sprinting doesn't make you stop sprinting. Okay, I think that's everything. At least to my knowledge, that is. Well, to everything aside from that one teleport waypoint that I'm not getting for now. I guess I'll go do the boss. Just to spend some of my resin. Yeah, I can do 2 bosses right now, actually. After I do this, and I guess, and the second Fontaine ley line, and the other thing in Sumeru, I guess I'll end the stream so you can play Demon Souls. That'll be interesting. Superconduct is actually gonna get in the way of the aggravate reactions. That's peaking? Oh my god. Like, nothing else in the game peaks.
Right here, right now.
Cheerio.
Right here.
Stay away from my microphone cord. Like, I have to actually look at this in OBS. Is it actually peaking? When it makes those goddamn noises?
Right here, right now. I'm always watching. Right here, emerge.
The doctor will see you.
Remember, health comes first.
It specifically sniped the fucking hyper bloom.
Right now. What a nuisance. Emerge, right now. Emerge.
Exercise.
Why is it still targeting me?
A bit of a swamp.
Right now.
Seems like an emergency.
Emerge, right here, right now.
Cheerio, stop it.
Right here, right now. Emerge. Right here, emerge. Right here.
Remember, health comes first.
I don't understand why
Emerge, right here.
our
Emerge.
fucking Farina is just like AFK fighting. Like, I get that she has turrets, but her Ankh would actually like help during the little ball phase.
Right here.
Taking the turn for the better.
Come on out. Right now.
The doctor will see you.
Right here. Emerge. Right here. Showtime.
Remember,
Emerge.
comes
Right now.
first.
Add Ash. Thank you for
where is the... There it is. Just so that way I have less shit to deal with later.
Come on out. Emerge.
The wind knows me.
By royal decree, rest and rebuild.
Alright. It's at least nice that, I don't have to go to that really inconvenient spot. Although I might have to on my ult.
Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite beautiful. But alas, that is simply not the way the world works. Most humans could have the entirety of their fleeting lives chronicled in but a few short lines. Their stories really make for terribly dull reading.
Guess I'm going to have to end stream now. Because that's, you know, that's great. Thanks, AT&T. Much love. I'll see you guys when I do Demon Souls later.